Good morning, everyone. I'm Principal Tim Anderson, and on behalf of the Southview team, I'd like to welcome everyone to this recognition ceremony of our Southview Middle School 8th graders. While we're disappointed we could not be physically together today, we are thankful that we have the opportunity to gather together virtually. Thanks to Zach Horn, Josh Fremder, Tyler Morris, and others who supported the production support of this ceremony today. And thanks to Dr. Tammy Jo Cook, Dean of Students, for all her organizing efforts regarding the many parts of this final day for 8th graders. Also, thanks to parents, guardians, and all those tuning in today, and anyone supporting this recognition of our 8th graders. Today, we are celebrating the growth of our learners through their time in middle school and their transition to Edina High School. I'd also offer thanks to our Southview teachers and staff who've invested so much in our middle schoolers during these middle years. We're here today at this graduation and recognition ceremony, but what is that? What is a ceremony? Ceremony is a formal public occasion, typically one celebrating something. And what's graduation? Well, graduation has a Latin root word, which means to step. And so today you are stepping from one state, middle school, to another state, high schooler. So today we're celebrating your middle school years, and we're reflecting back on what you did, on what you learned, who you were, and who you have become. Reflect on that for a minute. What did you do in middle school? What did you learn? And about what are you most proud? And what are you not proud of, and what did you learn from that? Who were you as you entered middle school? Who are you now? And as you reflect, who will you be at high school? Again, you're taking a step here, and you're shifting from one state, middle schooler, to another, high school student. So I'll offer some brief words for your reflection as part of our celebration of that step to high school in the form of two ideas. First, be a contributor. Let me suggest that at Southview and at the high school, society needs you to be contributors, not just takers. Sure, it's important to think about what you will get from school and what you'll get from your education, but it's also important to consider what you will give. When have you just taken from others? What does that feel like? In the hallway, in the lunchroom, in your classrooms? Likely you're not proud of such moments. And again, we need contributors, producers. When have you felt like you've really contributed to something, added something, or helped out without being asked, or gave your talents and time, gave to something bigger than yourself? Could be something small, like holding the door for a stranger. Could be bigger. Started a GoFundMe page for someone else, or organized a walk for ALS. How did you feel then? Likely that feeling is pride. Some people talk about contributing to things bigger than themselves, often as reporting it to be some of the most meaningful parts of living or of a lifetime. And so I ask, how will you contribute at high school? Now, making a difference is not all about the future. It's the choices that you make each day, and we're proud of those students for what they've done here at Southview. We know there are so many of our kids who've really worked hard and quietly went about doing kind things for others. And I know we have a lot of learners doing great things every day, and it's easy sometimes for them to think that those things go unnoticed. But I want you to know today that we've seen you, and we recognize and appreciate how you have contributed to that Southview spirit. A second point of reflection I'd like to offer as you step to high school is be yourself. There are a lot of pressures on you right now, and have been throughout your middle school years, to act a certain way. Of course, you do need to code shift at school. You need to act with safety. You need to focus on learning. You need to demonstrate respect at Southview generally. And you need to tailor your behavior to match what each teacher expects of you. And your peers can pressure you to act a certain way too, to wear certain clothing or do certain things. And I encourage you to think about how you can truly be yourself. So, who is the true you? What do you value? Is that reflected in how you act and how you think at school and outside of it? How do you plan to act moving forward? Of course, in this time of pandemic, we've all had to think about who we are and who we want to be. Times of struggle demand that we make choices about our identity, and it can be hard. In times of challenge, I find that short inspirational stories can often be powerful reminders to us. And so I'll offer you the short story for your consideration. It's entitled, "The Butterfly." Once upon a time, a woman found the cocoon of a butterfly. One day, a small opening appeared. The woman sat and watched the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through that little hole, until it suddenly stopped making any progress and looked like it was stuck. So the young woman decided to help the butterfly. She took a pair of scissors and snipped off the remaining bit of the cocoon. The butterfly then emerged easily, although it had a swollen body and a small, shriveled set of wings. The woman didn't think anything of it and sat there waiting for the wings to enlarge to support the butterfly, but that didn't happen. The butterfly spent the rest of its life unable to fly, crawling around with tiny wings and a swollen body. Despite the kind heart of the young woman, she didn't understand that the restricting cocoon and the struggle needed by the butterfly to get itself through the small opening were nature's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into its wings to prepare itself for flying once it was out of the cocoon. So the moral of the story is that without struggles, we have trouble growing and getting stronger. Our struggles make us who we are. And while we have all experienced challenges during this time of pandemic, like we've had the loss of certain things and we miss being together, despite those challenges, there are opportunities for growth here. For me, one opportunity I see is not taking normal life for granted. For example, I'm likely to put a higher value on my connections with others and perhaps work to not be so busy after this. So in closing, as you transition from distance learning to summer and from middle school to high school, I ask you to consider what growth opportunities will you take advantage of? What lessons will you take with you? And no matter what your answer is to those questions, I hope you remember to be yourself, be a contributor, and continue to grow. I wish you all the best on this day and moving forward. And once again, congratulations on your middle school years. Now, a message from Edina High School Principal Andy Beaton, welcoming you to the high school.
Good morning, 8th grade students from Southview Middle School and Valley View Middle School. My name is Andy Beaton. I am the principal at Edina High School. Soon you will be arriving at Edina High School. This is why I'm wearing my regalia, because we're also honoring students that are going to be finishing their high school career and graduating. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you and also give you some advice coming in. Edina High School has an incredible tradition of excellence in academics and athletics and the arts. We have the most state championships of any school in the state of Minnesota. We continue to have nationally recognized choirs, bands, thespian programs, and we also are recognized as one of the top, if not the top, college prep high schools in the state of Minnesota. So you're coming into a school that expects a lot of you, and your families expect a lot of you, but it's also a school that provides a lot of support. So at the same time, we want to make sure that you are working hard and enjoying your experience. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you this summer and into the fall. Congratulations on moving on to this next level.
And now a presentation of students' names in our recognition slideshow, names read by language arts teacher Caitlin Bailey and social studies teacher Troy Beckman.
Hi everyone, hi 8th grade, congratulations. We all miss you, obviously. We're excited to be able to read your names. We have Mr. Beckman and Miss Bailey here, and so we want to say what a great year it was. We are obviously disappointed in how it ended, but we know that you guys were an awesome class and we'll remember you for a long time. So we're excited, and with that being said, we're going to start reading the names, and I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, Mackenzie Abbott.
Mohammed Abdi.
Elias Cool.
Omar Abdurrahman. Henry Abelm.
Hamza Abraham, Sean Abu, Bethlehem Alamero, Joshua Alejos, Marcel Alexander,
Hado Ali, Nick Alvarez, Eric Anderson,
Patty Hartman, Michael Arndorfer,
Ruhi Ashley, Lily Attar, Kirsten Avant, Betsy Bagley, Selah Bain, Carter Balin,
Nora Banker,
Shakni Bano,
Kelly Barn,
Damian Barrera,
Jared Barreto Musito,
Thea Barrows,
Kothar Benaruch,
Haley Ferguson,
Jack Berger, Nina Burke, Joey Bertram, Riley Lesky, Rachel Bond, Dane Green, Addie Bowe, Franklin Rizet, Nemaya Butt, Abe Caballero, Alex Calderon Gonzalez, Aiden Caldwell,
Kaylee Caldwell,
Kim Carl, Sierra Carlson, Grace Carlson, Charlie Carroll, Alex Carter,
Marco Castellanos,
Alexis Cervantes, Yuna Che, Genesis Sandoval Chavez, Andrew Chorsky, Sam Christensen, Cade Chrysler,
Tag Ciccone, Will Connor, Chrysalyn Cook, Elliot Cooper, Liam Correa, Bennett Prater, Elijah Crum,
Perla Cruz Morales,
Joshua Cruz Landeros, Fatima Cuate Linares, Carolina Kultu, Polly Curran, Rohan D'Souza Larson,
Jerica Dalton,
Roshan Dontaluri, Max Dow,
Annie Dawson,
Jacob D'Angelo, Sawyer Dents, Leave Derek,
Nada Wall,
Brennan Donner,
Maggie Donovan,
Catherine Doom, Caroline Drew,
Faith Dunn,
Celeste Eckstein, Rowan Eggum, Fiona Ekela,
Prince Ellen Jekyll, Anna Elliott,
Jack Emerson, Lila Emerson, Alex Engels,
Miles Erickson,
Lucia Everest, Colin Farnham, Maggie Farrell, Valentina Beltran,
John Fernandez,
Haley Fay,
Hawken Fisher, Emma Flaherty,
Ryan Flaherty, Joshua Holwick,
Eleanor Franzen,
Cohen Fritz, Maya Friedenland,
Lana Fuentes,
Abdallah Dauber,
Liam Gary,
Max Genrich,
Lee Carty, Tate Corney, Elena Gray,
Benjamin Graybill, Charlie Green,
Charlie Green, Anthony Gregorio Castellanos, Logan Gregory, Andrew Gum,
Matthew Gunter, Kate Hagan, Landon Hall, Trayvon Hammer, Soren Hansen, Ellen Hartman, Ava Herms,
Camila Hernandez Galindo,
Roman Hinnenkamp, Adam Hodson,
Luke Hoekstra, Ava Holly,
Sonia Holte,
Grace Horton,
Hunter Horton,
Jonathan Ho, Samuel Huggett, Sophie Huggett,
Eleanor Hughes, Aubrey Hultman,
Evan Berkey, Kenna Ismail,
Luca Jacoby Crone, Mark Jacoby Crone,
Mackenzie Garsling, Sancia Gerald Wilson,
Irva Cha,
Rianne John,
Stephen Johnson, Olivia Jilkowski, Eric Young,
Evangelia Caruso,
Elias Kadir,
Cullen Kelly, Emma Kenny, Viv Kirshner,
Conrad Killen,
Jiho Kim, Connor Knowles,
Lauren Koski, Lyndon Kung, Amari Latham, Emily Laval, Lauren Leiker, Ava Leonard, Jack Lethan,
Penjong Lin,
Andrew Lindholm,
Kiwat Lockshire,
Isaac Lower,
Alex Loza Hymas,
Graciela Ludke,
Andrew Lukasevich,
Ria Mahapatra, Afton Miser,
Tanvi Manikin, Angelo Marino,
Natalia Matthews,
Lucy McCardle,
Nora McConnell,
Liam McCormick, Libby McFarland,
Molly McGrain,
George McIntyre,
Harper McIntyre, Finn McVan Henkelman,
Reese McMahon, Max May,
Iris Miha,
Josh Middleton,
Kyle Milburn Hennemuth,
Ozzy Mo, Abdirahman Muhammad, Abdul Qadir Muhammad,
Abdullahi Muhammad,
Ahmed Muhammad,
Ikra Muhammad,
Uba Muhammad, Najma Muhammad,
Sadia Mahmood,
Muna Muhammad Puri,
Anna Moore,
Charlie Moore, Meredith Moore,
Zachary Morton, Matthew Mulman, Abby Murphy,
Kirthik Marugayan M, Yasmin Muse,
Laurel Nassim, Meredith Nemerov, Chung Luyen, Hannah Niclay, Abba Norling,
Hank Nutting, Anas Olan,
Tate Olson,
Zach Osborne,
Marcus Owens, Pablo Padilla Ortiz, Lola Palestrini,
Kelsey Paredes,
Paige Perry, Phoebe Passel, Ruby Peckles, Kathleen Penefield Pinos, Brody Perry, Abby Peterson, Isabel Peterson,
Olivia Peterson,
Alyssa Pika,
Owen Pilgard,
Ananya Pliam Ganapathy,
Nick Prestis, Corey Pruitt,
Griffith Pugh, Nick Quast,
Julia Rappolini,
Sailor Ratliff,
Briash Rawat,
Daniel Rebrov,
Yarelis Rivera Rosario, Luis Robles,
Lydia Rodriguez Ruiz,
Miles Root, Muad Said, Aisha Salam, Daniel Sanchez,
Ben Sanderson,
Mitra Dankar, Sophie Sands Eckhart,
James Sales,
Woody Jolene, Alora Schmidt, Fran Schneider,
Alex Schultz,
Jack Zenes,
Maggie Shane, Jay Shapiro, Filson Sharif,
Sajda Sharif,
Samarth Shirahati,
Carolina Sierra Bedon, Eli Simonson, Michael Simonson, Cole Slater,
Chloe Slegester,
Bennett Smalley,
Matthew Smith,
Naomi Smith,
Nora Smith,
Cormac Spazzali,
Alexandra Standish,
Ty Stanton,
Claire Stastny,
Sophia Statine,
Rowan Stebleton,
Bia Sternberg,
Oscar Sternberg,
Jonah Stevens,
Connor Stoneking,
Charlie Stroda, Aditya Suresh,
Isaiah Sweeney,
Haley Swenson, Jordan Siren, Miguel Tapia, Charlie Tepley, Alyssa Thibodeau,
Divyesh Chirakonda Gauri Shankar,
Lucy Thompson, Tenzin Sefa, Elsa Utah, Aubrey Van Leer, Alex Vandenberg,
Josue Vargas Erickson, Charlie Vasquez Carrera,
Elena Benel, Ryan Verani,
Blake Wagoner,
Evelyn Wagner,
Selena Wong, Ella Watts, Evan Way, Madigan Webb,
Claire Wegeman Kreider, Ella Weinstein,
Anna Weller,
Benna Wyatt, Wyatt Williams, Grace Wing, Audrey Wolf,
Anish Yericherla, Bradley Yonke,
Jaden Young, Ismail Yusuf,
Amelia Zedeklik,
Layla Zaina, Ellie Zwaber.
And now we'd like to debut the 8th grade student photo collage. again for your participation in this virtual graduation and recognition ceremony. We're so proud of our 8th grade students. We're so pleased with their tenure at Southview, and we wish them the very best as they move to the high school. I do want to close by inviting you all to watch the video message from our staff. Our staff has created a series of messages, and you can watch those series of messages following the link below. Once again, thanks everyone. Be well. Thank you again for your participation in this virtual graduation and recognition ceremony. We're so proud of